Both my brothers and I have ADHD. They got diagnosed during their first years of schooling, but I didn't receive my diagnosis until my first year of university. On a mission to understand my brain more, I wanted to figure out why I either give 100% or nothing. Why when I'm so focused, sometimes I could go for days without sleep, a proper meal, or a break, and then other days I struggle to even get out of bed.
What I've particularly noticed for women is that they really struggle with these mood swings, that it's like they have these very highs and very lows, and they constantly go through this cycle of like being all in, pushing themselves like to the limit, and then they completely burn themselves out. They have trouble like even completing like small tasks.
It has been suggested that people with ADHD have to put in 500% more effort than average throughout childhood and exams, and just assume everybody else had to work just as hard as they did. Elena is an advocate for ADHD awareness on social media. She was diagnosed with ADHD at 41, and her traumas linked to late diagnosis is the reason she started providing life coaching for other ADHDers.
I want every person, especially those who have had such a long battle and so much criticism and so much disappointment in themselves by others, I want them to be able to heal those wounds, because it leaves a network of wounds behind.
After losing her husband when her daughter was only 2, she couldn't mask anymore. Her undiagnosed ADHD took a toll on her ability to juggle motherhood and her own well-being. How did it feel to finally get that diagnosis?
Like you said, relief, huge relief. There's a reason for it's not that I'm flawed as a person, as a personality, but that there's something going on with my brain, and that allowed me to do that proper separation. I have a brain, I am not my brain. So huge relief, but with a little bit of mourning the life that I could have lived if I knew earlier, and mourning the pain that my experience and my interactions with my daughter left behind that could have been avoided.
Maddie hopes a diagnosis can also bring her the same peace.
Like the amount of arguments I'd have with my parents, not being able to do something, I just seemed so forgetful and like I just didn't care and I was lazy, all that kind of thing of sort of being able to be like I wasn't that all that time. And I knew I was trying hard. I've already had those sort of aha moments, figuring it out myself and being able to get through to family and friends and them sort of starting to realise that. But I think a diagnosis would really be that, like, top.